For Fox Sports Next and LonghornDigest.com, I'm Annabelle Stefan alongside Kevin Flaherty, here to bring you the latest information on Texas football and recruiting. Kevin, we've been to a lot of camps. Texas has been hosting a number of top players. We already discussed the 2014 guys. Looking even further down the line at the 2015 prospects who have been offered have yet to commit to the program. A lot of talented guys. Kicking things off with the defensive side of the ball, a pair of linebackers, Cameron Townsend, Anthony Wheeler, both really impressed at camp. What'd you see from them?
Well, Anthony Wheeler is just an absolute freak of nature. I mean, he's 230 pounds and he ran in the 4.5s. And you really want to see, a variety of talents from a linebacker. And he was a guy that almost scared you because you have a running back running downfield, 40 yards on a pass pattern, and he's right there with him step for step. So you're like, coverage, check. And then in the afternoon, they moved him down to defensive end to see if he could pass rush, and he's beating the best tackles, in attendance. So you're like, pass rush, check. And so you add everything together, his ability with his athleticism and his size that he already has, and he's somebody who could absolutely be a monster. Now, Cameron Townsend is kind of a little bit different in that he still hasn't really grown into his body yet. He's a linebacker who's about 6'1", 195 pounds, doesn't run a great 40 time, but is just really fluid, runs like a defensive back, changes directions incredibly well, is a guy that puts his foot in the ground and can go somewhere really quickly. And so he equates out to one of those guys with his long arms who's probably going to play at the next level at about 220 pounds, somebody like a DeMarco Cobbs, in terms of that kind of build. And I thought that he was just really, really impressive with the way he was able to run and cover.
There have been a lot of impressive defensive backs coming through camp over the past couple of weeks, but one who really stood out was Chris Boyd. What do you think are some of his attributes that Texas has already seen and that he could potentially one day contribute to the program?
Everything. I know that sounds kind of funny to say, but he's a 6'1" cornerback, who runs really well, who transitions really well. He's really, really smooth. I mean, you would think that he was a 5'8", 5'9" guy with the way that he moves. And so he's somebody that I think could be the top cornerback in the class of 2015 in state. Kendall Sheffield's going to have a lot to say about that. He's the guy that most people think, and I would probably say at this point is the best guy, but Chris Boyd is somebody who has just as much, if not more, long-term upside as Kendall Sheffield, and he'll be one to watch as well.